Hey guys, it's Rory back with another Project Pan update. This is my May update for the Team Project Pan challenge. So let me just get right into some of my progress. I've actually had measurable progress this month, which is super exciting. So first, I'm starting with my foundation. This is the Benefit Hello Happy Soft Blur Foundation in the shade 1. And last month this was 14 grams, and this month this is 13 grams. And this is the first full month that this has been in the project. So I mostly used this as spot treatment this month. Not really a full face ever, but mostly just like covering up acne or other marks. The next product that I have is the Maybelline Master Prime Blur Plus Smooth Primer. And last month this was 30 grams, and this month it is 29 grams, so I'm very happy about that. And I mostly used this as a base for when I knew that I was going to be covering up a lot of spots, or when I had a lot of makeup to go on for an event. I also have my ColourPop concealer in the shade 02, Fair 02. And it's kind of hard to see the progress because it's been laying down. I've been traveling a lot with it. There's no measurable progress, and I mostly just used it to carve out my brows a couple times and also cover up acne. It's been a very warm and oily month for me. Next, I have my bronzer product. So this is the e.l.f. bronzer in St. Lucia. And okay, so I was traveling with this, and we may have had a travel incident, and the blush on this side cracked. So the bronzer, there's no measurable progress, and it looks just about the same, but I did wear it a handful of times now that it's summer. I'm super glad that I threw that in this month, because it's actually encouraged me to use it a couple of extra times. And I've also had like fancy events that I can go to that it's more appropriate to wear just than regular everyday wear. I also have my blush. This is the Milk Lip and Cheek Stick in Rally, and there's no weight progress. There's not really any stick progress either. It's the same grams as last time, and I did use this a handful of times, but I made a new blush, like a freemium blush, and so I've actually been using this quite a bit, and I have been enjoying how this has been performing much more than the blush stick, but I am still trying to get some use out of it, so I did use it today and everything like that. Next, I have my highlighter, which is the ColourPop Spoon Super Shock Cheek, and here's what the pan looks like. I'm very proud of the pan showing. Sometimes it moves a little bit if I use a sponge or if my brush goes in too hard, but I've mostly just been picking up product around the edges, and I actually have made measurable progress this month. So it started at 29 grams and it's now at 28 grams, which I was super happy about because, okay, my rose just fell down, so okay, it's gonna stay. I've made measurable progress on a highlighter, which is really hard for me, but I've used that highlighter almost every single day for the past month. On to eyeshadow. So this is the ColourPop Flex With You Super Shock Shadow. The formula is Ultra Glitter, and it's from the Flights of Fancy. It was the spring collection, I think last year. So this is what the product looks like. There's no really visible pan change. There's obviously no pattern on the top anymore, and I've been using this almost every day when I do my eyeshadow. There's only been a few days that I haven't used it, and because my Modern Renaissance doesn't have any like nice gold shimmer shades anymore, I've really been relying on that shadow in my everyday looks and also while traveling. Next up, I have my eyeliner, and this is the Wet n Wild Mega Liner in the shade Black. And there was no change. It was 6 grams to begin with, and it's 6 grams now. I did do eyeliner a handful of times, and nothing too major there. Next, I have mascara. This is the ColourPop BFF Volumizing Mascara in Black on Black. And there was a 1 gram difference this month, from 32 last month to 31 grams. And that obviously I use every single day, so it's just the same amount of usage each month. I did not put a lip or perfume sample into this project this go around, and I don't think I'm going to, because I'm really been enjoying experimenting with the lips that I kept, and I have been wearing a couple more lipsticks recently, which is good, because before that I was just very overwhelmed by all the products that I had in my collection. And then with perfume, I have a couple perfumes that I wear when I'm going out, but I don't really wear it every single day because sometimes it gives me a headache. So the next thing that I have is skincare. Now, oh my goodness, I am so proud of this. This is the Fourth Ray Beauty Rose Face Milk. And this is what the product looks like. It's almost done. I'm very, very proud of it. I feel like it was up here. It was about halfway done the last time I checked in. And so last check-in, it was 56 grams, and this check-in is 51 grams. So I'm assuming most of that is packaging since it's glass. But I have managed to use up 5 grams of product from this. So very exciting progress. And I've been using this almost every night, and then some mornings if I haven't really used it quite a bit. But it's been very exciting to see the progress on that. Since it's almost done, I'll do kind of like a little mini review. I do like how it makes my skin feel. I worry about it breaking me out because of the fragrance in it, and the fragrance is quite strong. When I initially tested it out, I thought that the fragrance wasn't that strong and I would be able to handle it, especially like on my T-zone. But the more that I use it, the more that the rose scent really stands out to me. And I don't usually use it underneath my under eyes because I worry about it damaging the skin. So I would not buy another rose face milk. I might buy a different face milk, or I've been looking at the hyaluronic acid, and I would definitely buy another product, especially in this packaging, because I feel like it's very easy to use up. I also have 2 things before we get into the palette, because that's like the main meat of the video. I have 2 extra skincare items that I rolled in on the 5th of May. And so these are the Gold Bond Ultimate Skin Therapy Cream Aloe Lotion. And the product is, if I can see, is right about here. So halfway down. When I rolled it into the project on the 5th, it was 145 grams, and today it is 101 grams. So I've used up 44 grams of product, which is very exciting. I use a lot of lotion. I'm a very dry person, and every time I get out of the shower, it's just moisturizing. So I used up my old lotion, which was the Tree Hut, let's see, it was like the body butter lotion, and it smelled just like Sol de Janeiro. So if you're looking for a dupe of that, that's like, you know, less risky, that's definitely one. And then I'm just enjoying this because it's what I had stocked up. And after this, I don't think that I have any more lotions in my collection, and I can go out and buy new ones that I actually want to use. The other thing that I put in this project is the Dermalogica Clear Start Blackhead Clearing Pore Control Scrub. So the product, it's kind of hard to tell. It's like up to here is full. So it's very thick. It's like a mud mask. It's got tea tree in it and menthol, so it's a very cooling mask. I'm very much enjoying this after having a warming mask for so many months before. And I've just been using this in the shower like I did with my mask before. And so this started at 81 grams and it is now at 73 grams. So I'm very proud of that progress as well. And I did end up taking this on vacation with me. So it got used, and I've been trying to use it every night in the shower because it's even if you don't use it as a scrub, just laying it on your skin is very cooling and very nice. So those are all the main products that are in this project. And so I haven't finished anything, and I won't be rolling anything in or out this month. But hopefully next month, especially with this, I'll have some exciting progress. So onto the palette. I'm still at 187 grams. I'm wondering if my scale cannot handle the weight of this palette because there have been significant changes inside. So I'm going to open it up and just let you look real quick. So as you can see, there is measurable progress in here. I finished off the shade Vermeer and the shade Love Letter, and those both went into the custom blush that I made. So what was left of Primavera, which was about 3 eyeshadow applications, it definitely wasn't enough to tip the scales anyway. That went into the blush. It was already in a little compact, and the rest of Love Letter went in there, and then whatever was left of Vermeer that I could get out of the pan. I do not regret my choice at all to make that blush. I dipped into a bunch of other shimmer shades in my palettes, and I really like the formula and how it looks on my skin. But Love Letter was just not performing the way I wanted it to on my eyes. So it was getting a little bit muddy every time that I put it on. It was like darkening the crease and it wouldn't really blend well. And so I just decided like I can't use this as anything in the way that it is right now. Like with the pan that it had and how small it was, I couldn't use it as blush, and it was too dark anyways inside the pan. And so mixing with the other shadows, it really helped lighten it up and sheer it out so that I can use it as a blush. So those are like the major things. All 3 of those shadows are finished now. They're in a new product that I'm not really including in this project because it's a brand new blush basically. I have opened up the pan on Tempera a little bit, as well as Raw Sienna, which unfortunately has some corrosion going on, I believe. And so I'm not quite sure what I'll be doing with that pan. I do want to finish it up quickly though. I've also opened up Golden Ochre quite a bit. I've been using that as almost an everyday shade, wearing a lot of yellow gold tone looks, especially with my Flux With You shadow. I've gotten a deeper dip in Burnt Orange, again using it in that little golden look. I've been using Beyond Fresco. I hate that name. Again, it works as like a base for my shadows, but it doesn't really give me any color payoff or anything special that I'm looking for. So it certainly doesn't get a lot of use. Red Ochre, I've actually been dipping into a little bit more. You can kind of see where the pan is broken a little bit, and that was totally my fault. I was messing with tweezers trying to get the pan out and seeing if I could get rid of the corroded pans in the palette, but that did not work at all, and I ended up breaking part of the shadow. I did use it up, I just used it loose, and I really liked it that way. I'm also wearing it today with like just as liner, and I have been dipping into this as a new red shade. Same goes for Vietnam Red. I've been using that as my new go-to red shade now that Love Letter isn't in the palette, and I've actually been doing more red tone looks because Vietnam Red is performing better than Love Letter was with how muddy it was getting. Antique Bronze, no progress, none whatsoever. Warm Top, a major amount of progress. I've been using this as my brow shade every day except for maybe 2 because I changed back to pink, and so I went with pink brows a couple of nights when I was going out, and I was on vacation, so I just decided, pink brows, why not? But otherwise, I've been opening this up quite a bit, and I want to focus on the top and to not break the pan before it gets to the point where I could really repress it and it be worth it. Cypress Umber I've been using as liner a couple of days. It's in this look, but overall I haven't been dipping into it a ton, and same goes for Realgar. I've used it a couple of days, but not a ton. So I'm very happy with how that this palette has been going. I've mostly been working on this little quad, and then again on Vietnam Red and Warm Top. Those are like my most used shades this month. So I'm really enjoying how the palette's going, and we're halfway through the year. I have been working on this for longer than a year, but it is my year Pan That palette, and I am very excited about how it's going. I have a couple more pans to hit, but the ones that are going right now are going very well. So that is all for my Pan That palette and Team Project Pan update, and I'm very thankful that you sat through this.